and tight, can you see it? Streaming the truth live from where they decree it. Sylvia speaks, no filter, no buffer. Courtroom drama couldn't get any tougher.
When the gavel's first bang, to the witness turns tears. Sylvia's lens captures all your hopes and fears. Uploading justice one trial at a time. Tune in every moment, edges sublime.
Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Faces tell stories, the courtroom can't hide. Sylvia's insights cut through the divide. From jury talks to the lawyer's secret. In Sylvia's world, you know you'll need it. Behind the scenes where whispers are loud, her lens reveals the truth in the crowd. Courtroom secrets laid bare to see. Stay curious with Sylvia Spree. Every objection, every sharp retort, Sylvia's there to give you the report. Exclusive footage no one else can snag. From catchy headlines straight to the tag. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show. Welcome to the Sylvia Show, oh yeah. She's got the inside scoop, don't you care? With every verdict, the suspense does grow. So hit subscribe, let's start the show.
Faces tell.
Hey guys, hello good people. Hello. How you guys doing today? Well, let me get in here and say hello. Guys, I know. Ugh, I've been working pretty hard lately. Let me see who's in here. Hey, I know Cowgirl. I wanted to come in here looking a little bit different. But anyway, y'all, I've been reading some stuff today. I got the files. And it's 2,024 pages on one set. And then they have the little black book, Epstein's black book. And but some of the stuff, let me tell you something. Something that really, like, I was like, rich people waste money. I'm just going to tell you right now. Rich people waste money. I was looking at stuff that, folks didn't care about what the importance of it, right? I was looking at the price they paid for French fries, y'all. They paid $120 for French fries. $120 for French fries. I ain't lying. I am not lying, y'all. For water, it was $25 for water. Okay, those who thinks that I'm lying of what I have, let me show y'all. What does it say? It says here, It says Epstein document, unsealed Epstein document. You see right up here? It's 2024 pages. You see that? 2024 pages. Let me just take this down for a second. Let me just get to the page. I gotta show y'all. I gotta show you guys. I gotta show you guys this stuff. I mean, I'm gonna go over the whole page. I'm gonna go over the whole thing. There's a lot of documents, a lot. I did see our president's name on it. And I seen a lawsuit with the president on it, with a 13-year-old. That's not the 12-year-old, y'all. That's not the 12-year-old. There's a 13-year-old. How much a hat? No, this is my daughter's hat. I just put it on because I feel like, hey, I feel like being a cowboy today. It was hold on a second. I'm just gonna take bits and pieces for you guys, but I have to show you something. I have to show you. The thing that blew my mind is the food. The room service they did with the food. That's the thing I want to show you guys. This is the thing that really blew my mind. That blew my mind. Hold on. Hold on. I want to show you guys. And this show Mar-a-Lago is in there. Hold on a second. They put the whole like work record, all of that in here. Hold on a second. Let me go here. Job application, somebody's social security card. Hold on. I just want to show y'all the receipts of the food. They got the they go to of course y'all seen this before. Y'all seen the flight record. Hold on, let me show y'all. Hold on. Y'all seen this part before. The flight records. Hold on. Okay, y'all seen this before. Y'all seen this. The flight records. It says confidential. You seen all that. Hold on. More records. It's so much, y'all. It's so much. Hold on, y'all. I gotta bypass all of this. Hold on. Those are the what's his name? David Rogan's flight records, you know, people that was on the flights and stuff like that. Let's see. Hold on. It's a lot of documents. And then of course his black book. Hold on a second. And definitely Trump name is all in this, y'all. Trump name is in this. And there's a lawsuit. I got to show y'all the lawsuit too. Hold on. After this. But they made the lawsuit disappear. That's not the 12-year-old. There's a 13-year-old I got to show y'all. Hold on. I just repeated myself. Hold on a second. It's a lot. Let me go over here. This is a deposition. Somebody did a deposition. David Rogers. Who is this right here? It's a judgment. Hold on. This is all Epstein's. It says confidential. Who is this? Confidential. Joseph McCary. Dershowitz. This is when they sued Dershowitz. Hold on a second. They showed a receipt of Epstein purchasing some book with some servitude, slavery, servitudes, and all that kind of stuff. I was all into this morning. Hold on a second. These are the messages, you know, from when the girl went, a couple of them went to the hospital. They said it was S abuse, you know. Hold on a second. These are the messages. A lot of this has been redacted. And the thing is, they let, you know, the one that passed away, they let her look at this, the Amazon, the receipt from Amazon. Oh, let me, you know what? Let me put my thing up before somebody steal myself. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me put my thing up here. Okay, let me put that up. Hold on a second. Let me go ahead. All right. You see the book that he was getting? Look at all this receipt here. Okay, listen to this. The name of this book is Slave Craft, Roadmap to Erotic Servitude, Principles, Skills, and Tool, Baldwin Guy paperback, right? Then he says, train with a Miss Abernathy, a workbook for erotic slaves and their owners. And then SM 101, a realistic introduction. Isn't that disgusting? You see that? Epstein purchased those books. It says Thailand photos with defendant's phone number. And these are the redacted. This is when she had a sexual encounter with Prince Andrew. Hold on a second. These are text messages. Hold on. I wanted to show y'all the hold on a sec. This, I know I'm going too fast and all that, but I just want to show y'all something. This is what they were talking about at the hearing, and it seemed like a lot of stuff was redacted. Some things are missing from this file. I don't think this is the complete file. Even with it being 20,000, I mean 20, whatever, almost 2,100 pages. I just want to show you how the food thing, the receipt from the hotel and the pictures. Hold on a second. We will get into this later on, but I just wanted to show y'all. Bill Clinton name was on it. Got travel to London with defendant. What is this? This is the flight thing. I know y'all have seen this picture all over the place. That's a familiar picture. They went to the Roadhouse. They paid $1,246 for the Roadhouse meal. Hold on a second. Let's see. I know people are like, why she go so fast? Because I'm trying to show you the hotel thing here. The room service for hotel. It's outrageous. Outrageous, y'all. Attached hereby, sealed, Exhibit 16, true and copy. Okay. All of this was sealed. A lot of stuff is sealed. Exhibit 1 filed under seal. This is, okay. Just hold on a second, y'all. I'm sorry. I know I'm just trying to show you guys the receipt. Hold on. I think the reason why they allowed her stuff to go out is because she's deceased and her name is shown on these documents. The other one, they kept them as Jane Doe. Look at this. Look at all the redaction. Hold on a second. I was going to go and look at all these websites that they put up. A couple of them are no longer in existence. You go in there, it says page no longer exists. Hold on. I just want to show y'all this food list here. Hold on. I was shocked. Full espresso. We got people's. Just a second, y'all. Hold on. The FBI files right here. It's a lot of redaction. Look at all this redacted stuff. Hold on. Godfrey, the option to quit her job at Mar-a-Lago and travel blank. There was also discussion of Godfrey receiving massage training. Godfrey was to be paid $200 per day for travel and $200 per hour for massage. Early in her relationship with Blank, Godfrey met Blank and was introduced as Blank assistant. Godfrey soon began to travel. For the initial 6 months, Graffair, whatever her name is, traveled around the United States, Caribbean, including California, New York City, New Mexico, in various business trips. During those trips, six to 9 months after Graffair, whatever I say her name, began working for Blank, Graffair was introduced to Blank. They look at this. They redacted everything anyway. So it says Graffair advised introduced her to the drug Xanax She explained that Xanax helped her to escape from reality, but allowed her to still function normally. Xanax helped her to go forward with what she was doing with blank and others. Her habits went from 2 pills per day to 8 pills per day. Godfrey's second client was an academics of some sort of described as an older American male. See, they took the people's name out, y'all. Look at this. When sent Godfrey from Miami International Airport to blank by commercial airline, Godfrey was picked up at the airport by blank and was taken to the island by boat. Godfrey pointed out that blank instructed Godfrey to entertain the ride jet ski and participate in other island activity. Godfrey spent 2 days in the island with the client. Godfrey assumed the client was also traveled blank commercially. During the following several months, Godfrey traveled internationally blank prior to her travel abroad, assisted Godfrey in getting her passport. Godfrey got passport photos of herself and provided them to blank. The remaining paperwork was taken care of by blank. Look at this. Godfrey traveled to Paris, France, and the south of France, London, England, Africa, and Spain. While in Paris, Godfrey recalled staying at a hotel overlooking Champs-Élysées. While traveling, Godfrey traveled on blank, a black plane during the international travel blank. You see all of this? All of this redacted. Look at this. Look at this. It's a lot of redaction, y'all. Lot of redaction. Let me go to my receipt of food. I just want to show y'all this food receipt here. Hold on. They even took her to the doctors. They checked her out for some sexual transfer disease. One test was abnormal. The other test came back positive. See all of this redaction? A lot of redaction. I'm looking for the food thing, y'all. I gotta show you guys because I was shocked. Let's see if the food thing comes up in here. Hold on. I gotta show y'all. I mean, I got the paper. We could talk about this throughout the live, but I just wanted to show y'all the food. I really wanted to show y'all the room service, the charges that they had. Look at the pictures, y'all. We saw that one already. Okay, there it is. There go the room service, y'all. Hold on. I got to show you guys this. Hold on. I got to make it big for y'all to see this. Hold on. Okay, look at this. Look. 4 cups of coffee, tea, whatever. $320, y'all. Y'all see that? Let me get out the way. Let me get out the way so y'all can see the price of this stuff. Let me move myself out the way. Look at this. Look, Kiki, look at this. Look at the price. Coffee. $320, y'all. $320. Look at this. French fries. $110 for French fries. An order of French fries. One order of French fries. 110 with the tax and everything came up $129.47 for French fries. French fries. Y'all see that? French fries. French fries. Hold on, there's more to it. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. That's the thing that was like I was amazed about. Look. Look at this. Fried rice. Pork fried rice. Got chicken in it too. $130. $130 for fried rice. I gotta show you the chocolate bar she ordered. Hold on. Water, $25. $25 for water. Water. Hold on. Room service. There's some more. Spring rolls. 2 spring rolls. $240 for spring rolls. You know the little tiny spring rolls? The little tiny spring rolls. $240. Y'all see that? Look. 2 fried spring rolls. I'm not lying. Do you see that? Got the waiter name. How many persons? 2 table. You see that? 2 fried spring rolls. Let's go look at some more. Breakfast. Look how much breakfast was for 3 people. $918.06 for breakfast. $918.06 for breakfast. Oh my God. For toast, $80 for toast. 1 order of toast, $80. Fresh fruit, $80. 2 cups of grape juice, $180. Hey. Well, this receipt is kind of jacked up. You can't really see what's on this receipt. Can't see what's on this receipt either. This one here, they had a beer, $110. Soft drink is $50. And this is her laundry. She had her laundry clean. Guess how much it cost? $1,912 to get her clothes cleaned. $1,912.70. Oh my goodness. Okay, I gotta show y'all something else. Hold on a second. Hold on. I gotta show y'all something else. Hold on. Yeah, that's the life you live. You're right, Harold. You're right about that. Harold, don't start with me today, okay? All right, let me show you guys this. I'm going to show you guys this here. Look at this. Y'all see this? Are y'all reading this? Guess whose name is on there? Donald Trump and who? Jeffrey Epstein. And this is not the 12-year-old. This is the 13-year-old. All right, y'all ready? Plaintiff is an individual reside in and a citizen of the state of California. Number 2, upon information and belief, defendant Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey E. Epstein each reside in this district and are citizens of the state of New York. Plaintiff is a citizen of the state of California for the purpose of diversity jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. 1332. Defendants are citizens of the state of New York for the purpose of diversity jurisdiction under 28 U.S.C. 1332. This court has original subject matter jurisdiction with respect to this action pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332, as there exists complete diversity of citizenship between plaintiff and defendant, and the amount of controversy exceeds $75,000 exclusive of interest and costs. Defendants are each subject to jurisdiction of this court pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1332, with proper venue pursuant to 28 U.S.C. 1391, as both defendants are residents of and or domicile in this district, and the event giving rise to the claim occurred in this district. R. S. Misconduct, Criminal S. Act. S. Abuse, forcible touching, assault, battery, intentional and reckless infliction of emotional distress, duress, and false imprisonment. 7. Plaintiff was subject to act of R. Grape, S. Misconduct, Criminal S. Acts, S. Abuse, forcible touching, assault, battery, intentional and reckless infliction of emotional distress, duress, false imprisonment, and threat of death or serious bodily injury by the defendants that took place in several parties during the summer month of 1994. The parties were held at defendant Epstein at a New York City residence that was being used by defendant Epstein at 9 East 71st Street in Manhattan. During this period, plaintiff was a minor of age 13 and was legally incapable under the New York law to consenting of S intercourse and the other S contact detailed herein. NY Penal L 130.023A. The R's in the first, second, and third degree. S conduct, Criminal S Act in the first, second, and third degree. S abuse in the first, second, and third degree, and forcible touching, and on information and belief, predatory S assault, detailed herein, are unlawful under New York law, e.g. NY Penal L 130.20-130.52 and 130.55 and 130.65, and on information and belief 130.95, and constitute the tort of inter alia, assault, battery, false imprisonment, and intentional or reckless infliction of emotional distress, including threats of force and serious bodily harm under New York law. Declaration of Plaintiff Jane Doe, Exhibit A hereto, Declaration of Tiffany Doe, Exhibit B hereto. Jane Doe and Tiffany Doe are each pseudonym, as each woman wishes anonymity. Tiffany Doe, a witness, was an employee of defendant Epstein. Exhibit B 8. Court has discretion to allow in proceeding anonymously where the need for privacy outweighed the public interest in knowing their identity and any prejudice to defendants. Seal plaintiff and seal defendant. This litigation involves matters that are highly sensitive and of personal nature. The identification of plaintiff would pose a risk of retaliation, physical harm to her and to others. Exhibit A. All 10 factors that the Second Circuit articulated as relevant to this analysis favor anonymity, especially factors 1 through 4, 7, and 9 and 10. IG factors 1 and 2, whether litigation involved matters that are highly sensitive and of a personal nature, and whether identification poses a risk of retaliation, physical or mental harm to the party seeking to proceed anonymously, or even more critically, to innocent non-parties, or are neutral with respect to anonymity. Protecting plaintiff anonymity is also appropriate as she is a R victim. Number 9, plaintiff was enticed by promises of money and a modeling career to attend a series of parties with other similar situated minor females held at the New York City residence that was being used by defendant Jeffrey Epstein. At least 4 of the parties were attended by defendant Trump. Exhibit A and B. On information and belief, by this time in 1994, defendant Trump had known defendant Epstein for 7 years, New York 10/28/02, and knew that plaintiff was then just 13 years old. Exhibit A and B. 10. Defendant Trump initiated S contact with plaintiff at 4 different parties. On the 4th and final S encounter, Defendant Trump tied the plaintiff to a bed, exposing himself to plaintiff, and then proceeded to forcibly R plaintiff. During the course of this savage S attack, plaintiff loudly pleaded with defendant Trump to stop, but with no effect. Defendant Trump responded to plaintiff pleas by violently striking plaintiff in the face with an open hand and screaming that he would do whatever he wanted. Exhibit A and B. Number 11. Immediately following this R, defendant Trump threatened plaintiff that were she ever to reveal any of the details of this S and physical abuse of her by defendant Trump, plaintiff and her family would be physically harmed, if not unalived. Exhibit A and B. 12. Defendant Epstein had S contact with plaintiff on 2 of the parties. The second S encounter with defendant Epstein took place after plaintiff had been R'd by defendant Trump. Defendant Epstein forced himself upon plaintiff and proceeded to R her anally and vaginally. Despite her loud pleas to stop, defendant Epstein then attempted to strike plaintiff about the head with a closed fist, while he angrily screamed at plaintiff that defendant Epstein, rather than defendant Trump, should have been the one who took plaintiff virginity. Before plaintiff finally managed to break away from defendant Epstein, Exhibit A and B. Number 13. The threats of violence against plaintiff and her family continue, this time from defendant Epstein, who gained retaliation that plaintiff was not to reveal any of the details of his and physical abuse of her, or else, specifically, plaintiff and her family would be seriously physically harmed, if not unalive. Exhibit A and B. Number 14. While still under threats of physical harm by coming forward and having no reason to believe that the threats have ever been lifted or would be lifted, plaintiff, who has suffered from stress, emotional duress, mental pain, and suffering, among other problems, ever since the assault, was subject to daily painful reminder of the horrific act of one of the predators, defendant Trump, via mass media coverage of him starting on or around or about June 16, 2015, that over a short period of time became continuous and unavoidable. Exhibit A. 15. As a direct and proximate result of the S assault and R perpetrated by defendants upon her, plaintiff has suffered stress, emotional distress, and pain, mental pain and suffering, as well as adverse physical consequences. 16. As a direct and proximate result, the S assault and R penetrated by defendant upon her, plaintiff has suffered physical pain and suffering. 17. As a direct and proximate result of the S assault and R penetrated by defendant upon her, plaintiff has been subject of public scorn, hatred, and ridicule, and has suffered threats against her life and physical safety. Number 18, as a direct and proximate result of the S assault and R penetrated by defendant upon her, plaintiff has incurred special damages, including medical and legal expenses. Number 19, the S assault and R penetrated by defendants upon plaintiff were intentional act. Number 20, the conduct of defendants demonstrates willful, reckless, and intentional conduct that raises a conscious indifference to consequences. Number 21, at the appropriate time in this litigation, plaintiff shall amend her complaint to assert a claim of punitive damage against defendants in order to punish defendants for their actions and deter defendants from repeating their conduct. Tolling of statute of limitation. 22. Any statute of limitation applicable to R, S, misconduct, criminal S, acts, S, abuse, forcible touching, assault, battery, intentional and reckless infliction of emotional distress, false imprisonment of a minor, if any, is tolling owing to the continuous and active duress imposed upon plaintiff by defendants that effectively rob plaintiff of her free will to commence legal action until this present time. Collin versus Maggiota. More particular, plaintiff was unrelentingly threatened by each defendant that were she ever to reveal any of the details of the S and physical abuse caused to her by defendants, plaintiff and her family would be physically harmed or, if not, unalive. The duress has not terminated, and fear has not subsided. The duress is an element of an inherent in the underlying causes of action complained of herein. The duress and coercion exerted by defendants has been such as to have actually deprived plaintiff of her freedom of will to institute suit earlier in time, and it rose to such a level that a person of reasonable firmness in the plaintiff's situation would have been unable to resist. Exhibit A and B. 23. Both defendant let plaintiff know that each was very wealthy, powerful men, and indicated that they had the power, ability, and means to carry out their threats. Indeed, defendant Trump stated that plaintiff shouldn't ever say anything if she didn't want to disappear, like Maria, a 12-year-old female that was forced to be involved with the third incident with defendant Trump, and that plaintiff had not seen since the third incident, and that he was capable of having her whole family unalive. Exhibit A and B. 24. The duress had prevented plaintiff from starting litigation before this year. However, as soon as she surfaced, she received threat. More specifically, shortly after her first complaint was filed in California on April 26, 2016, she started receiving threatening phone calls on her cell phone. Exhibit A. 25. Defendant are equitably stopped it from arguing that in any statute of limitation has not been told as defendant wrongfully forced plaintiff to refrain from timely commencing this action by threats, duress, and other misconduct. Exhibit A and B. 26. Moreover, this action has been brought before the facts given rise to the estoppel have ceased to the operational, i.e., while still under threats of physical harm by coming forward and having no reason to believe that the threats have been lifted or will be lifted, would have ever been lifted, And since plaintiff has decided to seek redress at this time, plaintiffs seek an order of protection in favor of plaintiff and all associated with her so as to protect them from harm and harassment from defendant and their agent and associates. Exhibit A. Defamation. On information and belief, on or about April 28, 2016, defendant Trump provided the following statement on America Media, Inc. and or Radar Online LLC for publication, at least their website, radaronline.com, regarding plaintiff's complaint EDCV 16-797 DMG KSX, filed in the United States District Court for the Central District of California. The allegations are not only categorically false, but disgusting in the highest level and clearly frame a solicit media attention or perhaps are simply politically motivated. There is absolutely no merit to these allegations, period. The statement provided for publication by defendant Trump was published by said website and has been republished elsewhere in whole or in part numerous times. A similar statement of an attorney for defendant Trump were also published. The statement provided for publication by defendant Trump and that was published by said website is false as it pertains to plaintiff. 28. The published statement is libelous on its face and clearly exposes plaintiff to hatred, contempt, ridicule, and obligation. As approximate result of the above described publication, plaintiff has suffered loss in her reputation, shame, mortification, and injury to her feelings, all to her damage in a amount to be established by proof at trial. Number 30, the above described publication was not privileged because it was published by defendant Trump with malice, hatred, and ill will towards plaintiff and the desire to injure her. 31. As a direct and proximate result of defendant Trump defamation of plaintiff had been subject to public scorn, hatred, and ridicule, and has suffered other injuries. Prayer for relief. Wherefore, plaintiff prays the judgment against defendants and for the following relief. A. The judgment be entered against defendants for special damages, compensatory damages, and punitive damages in an amount which shall be shown to be reasonable and just by the evidence and in excess of $75,000, exclusive of interest and costs. B. That all costs at this action be assessed against defendants, including all reasonable attorney fees, costs, and expenses of this action. C. That an order of protection in favor of plaintiff and all associated with her be issued so as to protect them from harm and harassment from defendant and their agents and associates. D. Such other and a further relief as the court may deem just and proper. Jury demand. Plaintiff demands a jury trial as all issue properly triable by jury in this action. Respectfully submitted, Thomas Francis Meager. So that is the lawsuit, and this is the protective order that they're asking for. Do you guys want me to read that part? You said you'll be careful showing this stuff. What did AD Property Management says? I would definitely be careful showing this with. I'm just reading it. I am not giving my opinion. I'm just reading this. I'm just reading this, y'all. I'm just reading. I'm just reading. I didn't show no personal information. I just read the lawsuit. I'm just reading the lawsuit. That's all I'm doing. This is public record. They unseal it. It's public record, y'all. I ain't giving not one opinion. Did I give an opinion? I just read the paperwork. That's it. Please stop this. I don't want to see you getting any trouble. Do you realize who is in the White House right now? I'm just reading the paperwork. I'm just reading the paperwork. I'm not saying I have no comments. I'm just reading the paperwork. I didn't get it from a secret stash. I got it from the public domain. I got it straight from Pacers, y'all. Pacers. It's the public domain. Hey, Sylvia. It wasn't anything secret that I got. I mean, anybody can go purchase it from Pacers and get it. It's all on Pacers. That's what they have their meeting with Patel about right now. And everything that's redacted is the stuff they don't want shown. You'll see all the redaction on this. And plus, YouTube did not push it out for anybody else to go look at it. Y'all notice that? Only 77 people in the chat. YouTube not pushing it out for anybody to go see it. I'm not going to get a whole bunch of views on this because they're going to keep it behind the wall. Only 77 people, 77 folks up in here. That's what I was thinking. Maybe you should read it because you're the first to put it. Because I want you to be safe as well, y'all. They have redacted everything that they do not want the public to know. They didn't. You see, there's no name. You can't see the name on it, and that lawsuit is out. I didn't go into a secret vault and got this. I got it straight from the docket. I didn't get nothing from secret. It's all redacted. It's all public information. Y'all can go get a copy of it too. Let me show y'all something. Hold on a second. I want to show y'all something.
An article in 2024 devoted to domestic radicalization, violent extremism, and terrorism. I have it. It's interesting that it's no longer on the website. It has been scrubbed, but I ask these questions because what makes a strong, qualified director of any business, of any household, of the FBI, what makes a reputable prosecutor is not lapdog loyalty, but a commitment to the creed that evidence is agnostic and that the evidence will lead you to making the right decisions. And your job, no one's job is to like the data or the evidence, it is to collect it. That is how you gain trust. And Mr. Chair, I would like to enter into the record, if I may. White supremacist group stands by racist ideology. With unanimous consent?
Without objection.
Dylan Roof, the radicalization of the alt-right and ritualized racial violence.
Hold on.
Objection.
I have this. That's not the one I wanted to show you. Hold on. I'm trying to find the one that I saw it earlier. I was watching one earlier. Hold on a second.
Big drama queen, because this is
not sketch out cartoon drawings. It's no different than the Russian hoax. I mean, listen, the New York Times, the same people who are going to, by the way, try and do everything they can to keep you from becoming the #1 bestseller, you better believe, they were the ones that got Pulitzer Prizes for writing about the Russia hoax, something that was untrue, and they didn't even give back the prizes, right? I mean, this is a level of dementia in the mainstream media.
Now, immediately after Democrats published that picture I just showed you, the White House's immediate reaction was to focus on the signature, which is different from the ones that we're used to seeing lately at the bottom.
Okay. Bless Katrina says, Sylvia, listen before your channels are taken down or be sued. You're messing with some serious stuff. Stop reading it. Sylvia, my life could be in danger? For what? You're not the first with this. Did I say I was the first with this? Y'all stop walking around with fear. Come on now, stop. Let me finish playing this one here.
Bottom of so many of the president's executive orders that he's been signing. The White House press secretary tweeted, quote, "It's very clear President Trump did not draw this picture and he did not sign it." The deputy White House chief of staff said, quote, "It's not his signature." And of course, when you look at the signature, you can judge for yourself. There's a lot of examples of the president from that same era of when this birthday book was compiled, signing his name in a similar style, like this 1996 letter to then New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani, or this 1995 letter to a member of a local Palm Beach commission. There's also that 1999 letter to the legendary CNN host Larry King that you see here, and a 1984 letter to the executive editor of the New York Times. There's even an inscription in a Trump book that Epstein owned from 1997 that the New York Times recently published. Those are the signatures there. And of course, this is the one the White House is denying is the president's tonight. As we're digging through these hundreds of new documents that were just released tonight, CNN's Manu Raju is up on Capitol Hill, where obviously, Manu, it's been about 21 days since the committee interviewed then Attorney General Bill Barr. Of course, that interview and so much that they have done has been behind closed doors. What are you hearing from sources about why they're putting these documents out now?
Well, James Comer, the House Oversight Committee chairman, had insisted that the documents that they would receive would eventually become public. But Comer himself blamed Democrats for what he said were cherry picking individual pieces from this document dump tonight to try to embarrass Donald Trump. So they went out ahead and put out all of the information that they received just today. But the question here on Capitol Hill is, to what extent does this change the dynamic among Republicans, particularly those Republican members who have been demanding the release of all these Epstein files and now have the opportunity to try to force a vote in the full United States House if they were to sign on to a bipartisan effort on a bill calling for the release of those documents? But in talking to a number of those Republicans, particularly ones who are in the MAGA camp, per se, in the House GOP, if they are moved, if they are willing to buck the president now in the aftermath of all of this. Many of them, like Congressman Tim Burchett of Tennessee, someone who sits on the House Oversight Committee, contended that these documents, he believes, signing with the White House, as he says, are all a fake.
I mean, anybody can do a signature. We've seen the auto pen's been used quite a bit with the Biden administration. So I've never known Trump to be much of an artist either. So I kind of draw that into question.
There's a history of him drawing.
The thing is, it's been there for 4 years, and now it's just come out. I just don't buy
So
it.
you think really someone might have just forged this somehow and sent this to the
Somehow it's so easy to do. I just don't buy any of it right now because we have a prior administration that's had a history of dishonesty, and they bring something like this out now. Why wouldn't they bring it out during the campaign?
And of course, these documents were from the Epstein estate, not from the Biden administration. But nevertheless, you're hearing that defiance from some of those Republicans who had been calling for the release of those documents, but very much siding with the president, which just shows you that perhaps this has not really moved the needle among some of those key Republicans whose support would be needed to force a vote on that bill, calling for the release of all the documents.
Yeah.
At the moment, you're seeing the White House, seeing its allies sort of circle the wagons in the aftermath of the release of that birthday book.
Well, Manu, with the birthday book, obviously it's not illegal to send someone a birthday letter. This was before Jeffrey Epstein had been arrested, I believe, based on the dates of when his 50th birthday would have been. But, when the Wall Street Journal published this story, it kind of bolstered the White House because they'd been under fire by so many in the GOP. And then this came out, people came and rallied to Trump's defense. I wonder if the White House, denying that this letter existed or that was Trump's signature, if that changes anything now that they can kind of look at it with their own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, you heard from Congressman Burchett there. They are believing what the White House is saying, that it's simply not his signature. That is enough for a lot of the Republicans to simply say, okay, I believe you, despite what they're seeing right there. And I actually showed Burchett the letter there. I said, do you want to look at this yourselves? But he still kind of shrugged it off. And that's just what I heard from one Republican after another tonight, Caitlin. So we're seeing a sense that the Republicans are going to fall in line behind Donald Trump on this issue, like they have on so many others over the last many years.
Yeah, we'll see if that changes. Amani Raju, as we look through all these documents tonight, thanks for that reporting up on Capitol Hill. And speaking of Capitol Hill, my lead source tonight sits on the House Oversight Committee, which is now at the center of this story. Democratic Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett of Texas joins me now. And thank you, Congresswoman, for being here, because Chairman Comer says that Democrats are cherry picking the information that they're releasing. They're politicizing what's being released tonight. As a Democrat on the House Oversight Committee, what is your response to the chairman?
No, listen, here's the deal. We have a president that is sitting in office that obviously had a very close relationship with arguably one of the worst pedophiles that we've ever seen in this country. And he's gone from, I don't really know him like that. No, we're not really that close. Yes, he was an FBI informant. To now, he said there never was this birthday book, there never was this letter. And I think it goes to his credibility or lack thereof when it comes down to this particular investigation. It also goes to when we hear the White House say things like, hey, this will be seen as a hostile act if you sign off on this. Listen, as American people, we should all be in unison, no matter if you're a Democrat, Republican, or independent, when it comes down to cracking down on something like this. And this literally is so big. I, as someone who practiced criminal law in Texas, in Arkansas, and in federal courts, I have never seen a case this big. And I did it for literally over 15 years.
In terms of what Democrats on your committee are putting out, the address book that came out tonight, it's got, I looked at it. It's names and phone numbers of people we know, their addresses. Was there a consideration about redacting that information, or was it intentional to just release it with everything?
So as it relates to the committee and what the committee itself has put out, we as committee members haven't sat down in a room and said, this is exactly what's going to happen when. So
who made this decision?
Those decisions are made by our ranking member, along with the lawyers that are serving on our committee, because honestly, we don't sit and do that kind of stuff. The things that we're doing is we're trying to make sure that we are going after and we're subpoenaing the information that is going to lead to real answers, whether it's people or whether it's documents. So we are coming up with a plan around that. In addition to that, obviously, we are going to have staff that is going to go up and speak with those attorneys that released this most recent information to us, because there have been redactions. And so they're going to see everything unredacted to make sure that they're just not cherry picking how much information they're giving to us as well.
All right, for weeks now, journalists at Bloomberg have been poring over a trove of emails from convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, more than 18,000 emails to be exact. And there's so much in there. With us now, part of the reporting team, Ava Benny Morrison, senior legal reporter for Bloomberg News. Thank you so much for being here. And I was just saying, you know, after months and months of drips and drips of Epstein information, this was like just a massive, you know, water dump of information right there. What jumped out to you the most, biggest picture?
These emails certainly offer a fresh look and a deeper insight into the partnership between Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. Even though she's been convicted of enabling his sex trafficking, she has long said she had no idea about his sex crimes. These emails give us another side of the story. It showed that Jeffrey Epstein often turned to her for advice during that critical period of his life in the mid-2000s when he was negotiating with federal prosecutors as part of a sex crimes investigation. He asked her what charge he should plead guilty to. He asked her to help distribute a favourable letter to their social network. The emails also show that she helped organise gifts, almost $2 million worth of gifts to politically connected figures, business associates, and victims as all of this was going on behind the scenes. So for me, the emails certainly add to questions around Ghislaine Maxwell's credibility.
Sure. I mean, she just sat down with Todd Blanche, the Deputy Attorney General, and said, you know, I never knew anything. I never saw anything. And there's a lot of communications back and forth, particularly around that first set of charges in Florida. How about just the closeness of their personal relationship?
Exactly. Ghislaine Maxwell, as recently as July, had said that she had a very, very diminished role in his life in 2008 when Jeffrey Epstein went to prison in Florida. And that she has said previously that her role for him was, you know, tapering off in this period. But the emails show that they were in contact constantly. In 2008, for example, in the lead up to him going to prison, they were exchanging emails almost at a rate of one per day, more than.
Okay, what did she say? It says, okay, it's your channel it's your channel. Just be careful. Do remember who's in office. You're talking about him now. The rhino are not taking or go against him. Y'all don't see me showing the list. Do you see me showing the list? I'm not showing the list. The list that they talked about that with the addresses and stuff. I'm not showing that. I'm not showing that list. I'm just playing this. Okay, let's go back. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, what happened to my face? Who are you? I don't even know you, lady. Who are you? Who are you? Talking about I don't even know you. Who are you? Who's this lady? Somebody you never listen to people who's trying to help you. Who are you? I don't even know you. I'm talking about people who trying to help you. Who are you? I don't even know you. You know what? I'm gonna switch it to members only that could conversate in this chat because these folks getting on my nerve now. So we're gonna switch it to members. Only members could chat. Let me change it to members could chat. Hold on. We're gonna change it to members. Members. Save it. I'm changing it to members. Okay, only members could chat now, because you guys, man, you're making things worse. Y'all probably the one probably gonna try to report me. Trying to talk about, oh, I'm trying to help you. No, y'all trying to go ahead and report me. That's what you're gonna do. I know y'all act like y'all trying to help me. They ain't trying to help me. I don't even know them. This is public record. I am not saying nothing negative about the president. I'm just sitting here giving y'all information. It's called transparency. Okay? I'm not there bashing anybody. I'm not saying anything negative about anybody. I'm just reporting. I'm a reporter. I'm not a reporter. I'm a content creator that's reporting. That's all I'm doing. It's reporting information, giving information to the people. That's all I'm doing. That lawsuit's been out since 2016. Nothing has been done with it. So I don't even know why you're acting very funny. Trust me, they ain't thinking about me. I got 83 people in my chat. You think those folks thinking about me? I am no threat whatsoever. Those folks ain't thinking about me. The only people thinking about me is y'all, the ones that come in here trying to act like they trying to help me out. They ain't helping me out. You're just trying to report me. I tell you, the Trump people ain't thinking about me. Trump folks is not thinking about me. I can guarantee you that. She got 10 people in her chat. Oh, wait, she's not no concern of ours. She's not. I guarantee you, if somebody else in this YouTube world, one of their favorite content creator goes and show this, they're gonna be watching it. They're gonna be watching it and be like, "Oh, thank you so much, thank you." They just don't want me to have it. That's all. They just don't want me to show it. That's it. They don't want me to show it. I guarantee when that content creator go and put it out, watch what they be doing. They don't give them no warning. No, they only giving it to me because they don't want me to put it on my channel at all. I ain't say nothing negative about nobody. I'm just giving y'all information, news. That's it. I read you the news. She don't act like she's so concerned about me. Girl, bye. Bye. Lord. Hey, Trace. I changed it to members conversation. Yes. You will see me. I should be asking you. I'll see you. Yes. And I do have the list that they talked about on the it's all public record, y'all. Y'all go ahead on to the government website. I give you the government website where you can go straight onto the DOJ, the Committee of Oversight. You can go and pull that record on there and you'll have everything. You have the press release. You get that because, because I am press. Get the press release. All press gets the information. As a part of the press, we get access to media releases and stuff like that. And so that's how I got my information from what was happening today. From press release, okay? It's the Committee on Oversight. If y'all must know. And they give you up-to-date information on what's happening for the press. You get to hear everything that's happening, okay? Yeah, they left now. They're leaving now. Since I made member conversation only. Because they kept coming in here. I'll change it back to regular. They kept coming in here telling me like, oh, craziness. All right, let me change it back. Change it back to subscribers. All right, here we go. There we go. Maybe stop harassing me now. You be back? Okay. Hey, Serena, you back too? Okay, so the folks has left. What? Jesus, she's put 911, call me. Sorry about that. My sister had put 911 because she called to be 911. She know I'm gonna call her right away. Don't let no one mess with your peace, Miss Sylvia. I'm not. That's why I'm gonna, each time they come in here with the nonsense, I'm gonna push it up to members only and they can't talk. That's it. But I'm not gonna let them mess with me. I'm not. I guarantee you guys, watch. Once they content creator put this out, they're going to be all watching it. And they just don't want me to have anything. They don't want me to show anything. Talking about they so concerned about my safety. Man, Trump is not thinking about Sylvia. I promise you, Trump is not thinking about Sylvia. That's the least of Trump's worry is Sylvia. They are not worried about me. They're worried about big content creator, people that's going to really cause some damage. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Look at it, 63 in the chat. You think somebody going to come after, be worried about me? Nah, I don't think they're going to be worried. Look, 57 in the chat. You think they're worried about me? Nope. Can't even get 100, so you know they ain't worried about me. I'm the least of their worries. But look, they come pop up in here to listen to it, right? And then once I finish, that's when they're going to start popping up and making comments. They sat there and listened to the whole thing, didn't they? Oh, I wasn't talking about you. I'm talking about the other person. I never mentioned you, AD. I never mentioned you. Never mentioned you because you didn't say it like that. I understand that. But y'all, I am just reading document. I have not given my opinion on nothing. I didn't ask her for your advice. I don't look, Catherine, I don't know you. I didn't ask for your advice. I don't need your advice. Please stop it. I don't even know you. Why are you in here anyway? Why are you in here? It's not because you like me. Girl, bye. 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 I knew as soon as I undid the thing, she was gonna put something in here. I knew it. I knew it. I'm gonna take my butt on off this live. I bet you she didn't even hit the like button, did she? I bet you didn't even hit the like button, but gonna come and give some advice. Keep your advice. I'm about to get off this line so I can go talk to my sister. She calling me. Gotta get off now. I'll see you guys later. I gotta learn to ignore y'all when y'all come in here with stuff like that. I gotta learn to. I haven't gotten that down pat yet. I have to learn to ignore y'all. That's why I have to not do lives. Just do upload. Because if I did an upload, I wouldn't have this problem at all. I wouldn't be concerned. All right, good people. I'm about to get off this live. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Howdy. Goodbye, y'all.
Thank you for watching the infamous Sylvia channel, where laughter and fun make up our panel. Together we build this digital spree. We appreciate you and our growing family. With mods by our side and this online space. It's just you and me, we laugh until tears roll down like the rain. In this virtual world, you ease all my pains. We're family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We cherish the moments, the highs and lows, from the latest gossip to stories untold. You're more than a viewer, you're part of the crew in this space of ours. It's all because of you. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. We're a family, not just a show. Every click and comment makes us grow. Minds in check, keeping the vibe so right. Together we shine like stars in the night. This digital world where emotion is shared, every post and reaction showing we care. The love is real in this virtual domain. With every sign, enjoys what we'll gain. We're a family, not just a show. Every click